the United States Supreme Court 30 years ago, and she said this answer, which is 0. So I turned to the rest of the committee and looked at Senator Coburn, and I said, Senator Coburn, you know what? Freedom is in the eyes of the beholder. And for many now, we have 6 women incumbent senators that are up for election. Do you know how important that is? To make sure they all come back? And then we have 5 amazing challengers that are going to win. Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts. Nancy Hirono of Hawaii. Shelley Berkeley of Nevada. Heidi Heitkamp of North Dakota. And Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin. To have this group, if it's going to make a difference, you know what? When Lily Ledbetter came before Congress, Nancy Pelosi, I heard her give a great speech. She led that in the House. You know who led it in the Senate? Senator Barbara Mikulski. And you know what she said to all of us? We stood in the back room. I thought, this is what it was like in those early days. She's so short. She stands on a couch and she says, you know what? Suit up, square your shoulders, put your lipstick on, and get ready for a revolution. Planned Parenthood and the hospitals across the country cutting the funding for cervical cancer, for breast exam. It was the women of the Senate who stood up and said, no, enough is enough. We will not negotiate away women's health, and we won. And when they held that hearing in the House, remember with those 5 men holding that hearing on women's contraception issues, the women of the House, the Democratic women of the House stood up, and have you seen them hold another hearing like that? No, because we won, all right? We won. And when the Violence Against Women Act came out before the United States Senate, I led all the women to the floor, and pretty soon we didn't just have Democratic women Senate, we had Republican women senators, and in the end, every single woman senator voted for the Violence Against Women Act, and we passed it in the United States. And with the health care bill, when the Affordable Health Care Act was up, and they were debating it in the Finance Committee, this is my favorite story of all time. Debbie Stabenow sitting there on that committee, it's a little boring, going on and on. All of a sudden, the senator from Arizona, Republican, he said, you know, I don't know why we would need maternity care in that list of benefits. I never used it. True story. You know what Debbie Stabenow did? She didn't miss a beat. She looked across the table at him and she said, I bet your mother did. And you know what happened? We won. And it was
that I could make sure that I could get it taken care of, and that I could be around to annoy my children for the rest of their lives. So I share that story with you. I share that story with you because I want you to think about this election in this way. We have 63 days. And as a busy working mom, I can tell you, I have 3 full-time jobs now. Being my children's mother, that's job 1, and it always will be. Representing my constituents in the United States House of Representatives is my first professional responsibility. Is Florida in the House, by the way? Okay, good to know. And chairing the Democratic National Committee, which President Obama asked me to do, I knew what was at stake. And Steve and I knew that the only answer to President Obama was yes. Because what was at stake for our children, if American voters made the wrong choice on November 6th, could impact them for decades, and really for generations. And so when I think about the next 63 days, I know that I'm going to do what I've done for the last 16 months and work like hell. Work my heart out. Make sure that there is no one that will outwork me. But I can't do that by myself. I can't keep that promise by myself. I need you to help me keep it. And I need you to help me keep it because, remember 2008. I want to ask you to think back to election night of 2008. Remember seeing President Obama and his beautiful family in Grant Park on election night? I still get goosebumps when I think about it. That election was truly historic, and we were euphoric on that night. But you know what? As we've seen since the Republicans took over the House of Representatives, since Republican governors and legislatures exploded across the country, we've seen what Republican control means for women. We know the progress that we made under Barack Obama and Joe Biden. So 2012 is personal. It's personal, and we're not going back, are we? We're going to move forward. We're going to make sure over the next 63 days that we part with what is really our most precious resource. Not our money, because that's the Republicans. The Republicans think that money is the most precious resource in their campaign. We know, as busy moms and grandmas and daughters and sisters, that our most precious resource is our time. And so I want you to make sure that you think about how much of each of those next 63 days you can give us. And if you think that you've already worked hard, dig deeper and work harder. Knock on one more door, make one more phone call. Make sure that we wake up on November 7th with no regrets. That we look back on this election and we know we did everything we could to carry Barack Obama back to the White House for a second term on this shoulders of American women.
So I want to say thank you for supporting me personally, but more than that, larger than that, I want to say thank you for what you've done for my generation. Now, I don't think that as a young person I'm supposed to refer to the menopausal militia. But I'll just say that I know that there are some ladies of a certain generation who I owe a great debt of gratitude to. So I come bearing a message from the millennials. We're here, and we're ready to stand with you. But I want to be clear, you have not been relieved of duty. Nobody should pack it up and go home, because this fight requires every woman in America. So from now till November, ladies, it's no sleep till November. We're going to be working every minute. A woman's work is never done, and we have